Over the years, I've watched less and less trailers just cause at this point, I think it's better to go into a movie, specifically one that you're interested in, blind. Especially superhero films. I stayed away from the Spider-Man No Way Home trailers as much as I could, but dudes were fucking fiends and couldn't help themselves, so they shared that shit everywhere. But yeah, the older I've gotten, the more I've stayed away from trailers cause they just spoil so much. However, I'm also aware of how super important they are because they kind of set the stage for the movie-going experience. Like, if a trailer slaps, we're starting off hot. Guns blazing, baby. So, I have decided to go back, grind the all 22, watch some trailers, and compile a list of what I think the best are, because why the fuck not? I saw one trailer in particular recently that blew me away, and it gave me the idea for this video, so I was like, what the hell, sure. I understand I'm gonna miss out on some that most people think deserve to be on this list, but it's my list. Bozos. I remember how I felt about most of these trailers when I first saw them, and some have definitely stuck with me ever since. Rewatching them kind of validated that. I have a few honorable mentions, which I know that because they're honorable mentions, people will bug out, but what do you want me to do? In the HM list, that's honorable mentions list, I have the Social Network trailer. This one just missed the cut as it was 11 on my list, actually. The fact that this got me heavily intrigued for a film based on the finding of Facebook says a lot. The Scala and Kalachny brothers cover of Creep playing throughout is just genius, and it gave the trailer a grim and sorrowful feel, which is something you wouldn't have expected from a movie about Facebook. Next up, I got Cloverfield. Are mystery box film trailers kind of a cheat code? I mean, yeah, kind of. I definitely hear that argument, but I can't fault them if they're done extremely well. The found footage aspect combined with the tonal shift of uplifting party vibe to New York City getting rocked is a fantastic way to draw you in. And the final shot of the head of the Statue of Liberty getting tossed is just brilliant.
Brilliant!
The trailer for Upstream Color, which is a movie that 3% of you guys probably know about, has stuck with me for a while. I knew nothing about the movie, I had no idea what was going on, and I still wanted to check it out. That's how well put together this trailer was. The music here is something I strive to create every day. And others I have are the Man of Steel teaser trailer, Inception, and A Serious Man, which I know you guys will think I'm nuts for not having on the list, but hey, if you guys have it in your top 10, I wouldn't argue with you. Alright, enough rambling, top 10 trailers of all time, hit that shit! Trailers for horror films have such a high floor. They don't really need much to convince you to pull up because I think the intrigue of a horror film in itself is enough, so a couple jump scares and some violence will do. But Us goes above and beyond and easily has one of the best trailers ever. The use of I Got 5 on it and how it basically transitions into a horror mix throughout the rest of the trailer is just sensational. The disturbing ass imagery, the way the title cards are presented, and the way they don't tell you too much except that it involves doppelgangers. You're just so intrigued by the story on top of all the horror elements that are presented. Just a top-notch trailer all around. So, Amazing Spider-Man teaser trailer, not actual trailer, just for clarity. Fun fact, the marketing for the Amazing Spider-Man movies is the reason why I'm turned off by trailers now. So much of my enjoyment of those films was affected because Sony is just a fucking rat of a corporation. But, trailer-wise, fairs is fairs here. This was a masterpiece. Masterpiece! As a diehard Spider-Man fan, I was itching to see how they were going to tackle the reboot, and they went ahead and gave me the best appetizer possible. The tone, the look, the vibe of it, I was sold on it immediately. I was all in on a fresh, new look to the Spider-Man films. And then of course, the first-person POV shot to close it out. The chills I got in that moment, oh, it's a feeling that hasn't been replicated to this day. Back-to-back superhero film trailers, I tried to separate them a bit, but it's just what the ranking is, my fault. Now, I'm not a diehard X-Men fan, but I've always had an interest in Wolverine. He's always been the cool one to me. But X-Men films have always been some of the better superhero films we've seen, and this was being built as the final Wolverine story. I'm not even going to get into Deadpool 3. This was the last Wolverine story. I don't care if you guys enjoyed that shit. So I was excited going into this film regardless. And then you hear Hurt by Johnny Cash and you're just like, fuck me, this is beautiful, I want to cry. And the Western aesthetic it was presenting along with the idea of time chasing Logan, it is 100% the best superhero trailer in history. And the fact that the movie lived up to the hype makes it even better. Super 8 should have been everything Stranger Things is. Anyway, this guy J.J. Abrams really knows how to pull you in. I was sold on this movie from the teaser alone, but the actual trailer is a time machine that brought you back to the 70s and 80s, and you got similar vibes from movies like The Goonies, E.T., and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So it gave the audience that sense of nostalgia that we all long for because we're all sluts for nostalgia, and there was a mystery involving an alien. Undefeated formula, to be honest. The train crash scene was a really quality hook too, so big ups on that. It was almost impossible not to have been excited about Super 8. Not a Star Wars fan by any means, but I know how much people love it, so seeing The Force Awakens bring so many people together was kind of cool. And then of course everything that transpired after this caused discourse and division like no other, but man, this trailer was special. Like bro, even I got goosebumps. To be reintroduced to that world and see everything that Star Wars is mostly known for, like the Millennium Falcon, the lightsabers, Harrison Ford, it was surreal to watch. Like the trailer felt epic, jokes aside, and it just seemed larger than life. And shout out John Boyega's reaction to watching the trailer for the first time. Really dope to see.
7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 17, 32 the day before.
Remember when I said a recent trailer inspired me to make this video? Yeah, it's this one. I knew that it was an all-time trailer once I saw it. Just in pure awe. Best one I've seen in years. 28 Days Later is a great movie, and when I found out they were making a sequel, well, second sequel technically, I was like, meh, do we really need it? But then I learned that Danny Boyle and Alex Garland were returning for it, and I was like, alright, I'm in. Then this trailer dropped, and I'm like, oh yeah, inject this into my veins, I need it bad. Bro, some of the cinematography in this trailer alone is better than 80% of films that have come out recently. I was actually speechless at some of the shots shown. The Rudyard Kipling poem Boots being played throughout was one of the most, I don't even know, like it took my breath away. It took my breath away. Just one of the most awesome things I've seen in marketing history, maybe ever. Like bro, that shit was haunting. That shit was haunting. Haven't been this moved by a trailer in dumb long, and I'll for sure be seated for 28 years later when it comes out. Yeah, so I wasn't comfortable rewatching this trailer, but I had to for the video. The sacrifices I make for shit that will likely get 100 to 200 views. Hereditary ended up being one of my favorite horror films of all time, but that doesn't mean I actively try to rewatch it or scenes from it. This trailer is one of the most unsettling things you'll see. And so is the movie, to be honest. Shit is just creepy throughout, but the clever thing is that it misdirects you when it comes to what the movie is actually about. Like, you go into this film blind in regards to the actual fucked up parts even after you watch this trailer. GG A24 for the pivot, and yeah, I'm not trying to rewatch this ever again. Classic case of the movie not living up to the trailer, but I can't deny greatness here. So I think we have a rare occurrence of the teaser and official trailer both being equally elite. Funny enough, the Super 8 trailers are also in that category. Personally, I'm going with the teaser trailer here. From the very start of the soldiers jumping out the plane with the red smoke behind them and then entering what looks like a post-apocalyptic city, to the tease of Godzilla, and eventually hearing the iconic roar. There's a wave of anxiety you feel during this trailer and you're just immediately glued to the screen, or phone, or whatever. The music in the beginning is very 2001 A Space Odyssey-esque and it's so eerie. An insanely moving trailer, Hall of Fame level, 10 out of 10. Holy. If you asked me, me, Chris, what my ideal version of a movie trailer is, it's this one. It's easily this one. First 15 seconds is just dudes vibing, and right when you see the fork bend on Matt's hand without him getting hurt, you're hooked right away. This was released during the found footage boom period, and while I'm not the biggest fan of the found footage genre, admittedly it did add to the intrigue of this film. To me at least. 3 friends obtaining powers and it's not a superhero movie? Like it's basically what if 3 normal human beings got superpowers? Yeah, save me a seat, and the moment the trailer shifts to a more serious tone, that's when I was like, yeah, this has some legs. We got something here. And probably my favorite ending to a trailer ever. I don't know how often one says something like that, but the rewinding to them discovering the thing that gave them powers and then ending it right there, I mean, salute. Salute, brother. Have a day, Chronicle trailer makers. Have a damn day. It's a cop-out answer. I get it. I know basically everyone has this as their number one, but it's for good reason. Obviously, I wasn't born around the time this came out, and I think I saw the movie before seeing the trailer, not gonna lie to you. But I had to take myself out of myself, if that makes sense, and try to watch this from the perspective of someone in a movie theater in the 1970s. I can't imagine the effect this had on audiences when they saw it for the first time. It says so much without saying much at all. No dialogue, just people in space running, a cat, an egg, the word alien, and some of the most chilling and horrifying sounds / music you can think of. The sheer horror that's presented through this trailer, the speed in which it goes in, the unknown and uncertainty. It's a masterclass in not only capturing your attention, but impacting you through a less is more approach. It's quite simply the standard for movie trailers. So, that is it. That's my list of top 10 trailers ever. It was fun to look back at some of these and see how well they were crafted. Not really into the trailer business anymore, but I understand how important they are in generating hype for a film. And it's also dope to learn what makes a good trailer, especially for aspiring filmmakers such as myself. Shout out learning, man. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this list. Hope you guys enjoyed this vid. Let me know in the comments what your favorite trailers are, and yeah, peace.